During times of uncertainty, it's comforting to know we have a healthcare system in our community that's been committed to supporting us for well over a century. In this current time, we are standing together, and our bond is stronger than ever. KDMC, caring for our community like no one else can.
All right, we got tonight's winning pitcher, Derek Diamond. We'll start with Parrish Alford.
Oh, I was
Derek, how did you feel out there, man? I looked like you were in control most of the way.
Yeah, I felt great. I mean, it was easy. I love pitching after Gunner because I get to see how easy he makes it look, and then I just try to emulate it and do the same thing. But I don't know what it is. Something about throwing in a dome just makes me feel good. So I'll be good at Swayze too, but that one felt good today.
Well, did you try to make a case to stay in the game? Looked like you might have had 20 more pitches to go.
Yeah, I did. I fought a little bit, but Coach said it was time for some guys to get their first outing, so I was stoked for them. BJ and Mallitz did a great job.
Chase, go ahead.
Hey, Derek, where'd that velocity come from? 97 in the first inning. You were pretty pumped up. Looks like you're a couple ticks up this season compared to last season.
Yeah, definitely. I think I'm just stronger. I've been working with Coach Boone, and I guess that's the average answer, but that's the truth. I'm a lot stronger than last year, and I think that's where it's coming from. But also, like I said, throwing in the dome is just a little different. I don't know what it is, but I felt real good real early.
All right, we'll go to Nick.
Derek, I know you're pretty used to winning at this point, never having lost here, but did this weekend feel different? Did you guys feel like you were trying to make a statement this weekend?
To be honest, it felt not different at all from last season. It felt like a continuance, and that's the beauty, We only lost 2 guys. We didn't lose any pitchers. It just felt like we were continuing what we had rolling. It's the same vibe, same energy. And I think I can speak for everybody when I say we're real excited and we don't think we're going to lose too many games this year.
Ben, go ahead.
Yeah, Derek, you didn't do much of anything in the fall outside of hitting, no pitching really. And then the preseason, because of the arm strain, just really got back on the mound. When did it start to feel right again for you?
Yeah, it's no secret. I didn't throw much in the fall. And I'm no scientist. I don't know exactly what's going on, but something was just telling me not to throw my hardest. And once I went home for winter break and started throwing bullpens again, I just started feeling like myself again. And honestly, I watched a lot of old film of myself, in high school when, arm never hurt, always felt good, always threw strikes. And I kind of watched some of that and tried to emulate what I used to do. And I think winter break was about the time I started feeling real good again. And then throwing hard in the spring inter squads and just felt great ever since.
Parrish Alford.
Derek, you guys were ranked number 1 by Baseball America earlier today. What does that mean to you?
I mean, I feel like we're finally getting the respect we deserve. I felt like we were number 1 last year, and now it seems like people are starting to pick up on it. So I think we're going to sit there for a while. It feels right. I don't think any team has the power and finesse that we have mixed with the great energy and great cohesiveness that we have with the guys. It's just never been on a team like this. It's so much fun to play. We're number 1.
Did that create a lot of buzz among your teammates? Did y'all talk about that a lot today?
Yeah, I mean, we talked about this morning. It was honestly, it was something I was a little bit worried about, getting ranked number 1, but we still got a game to play. So it didn't seem to affect us like I thought it may have. But we came out swinging. I was throwing good and felt good. We're number 1 for a reason.
John, go ahead.
Derek, could this weekend have gone better? For you guys, I mean, those 3 games, you guys only allowed 8 runs. I mean, look what you did at the plate. Could it have gone better? And what, I guess, would you guys need to work on moving forward?
Absolutely not. I think the close games were awesome. Just like I said last year, I think opening up with number 1 Louisville and playing some close games was great for us. And then it made us able to win some really close ones in midweeks against Alcorn State. So I'm glad we played the close ones. I'm glad we played the best teams. It's right where I'd want to start. And no, I don't think we could have started any better.
Ben, go ahead.
Yeah, Derek, I'm just curious what you thought about Jacob's play up the middle when he turned and fired at first.
He's unbelievable. He's just unbelievable. He's that SoCal kid. He plays like a SoCal kid, and he just, he doesn't make mistakes. So far, I haven't seen him do anything wrong, but he's an unbelievable player. We love having him around, and he's going to play some good shortstop here for the next few years.
Anything else for Derek? All right, thank you, Derek. We'll have Justin Bench up next.
Thank you.
All right, we'll start with Parrish Alford.
Hey, Justin, if you could just take us through that at bat in the fifth or sixth there. Was it kind of like a weight off your shoulders to get that first hit under your belt?
It was definitely. It was great at bats for my teammates before me. Drawing the walk and being able to get bases loaded, and coming up in that situation. And it definitely was a relief to get that first hit off my belt. And I just saw the pitch and drove it up the middle, and just felt good about it.
You guys were ranked number 1 by Baseball America earlier today. What does that mean to you?
Like Derek said, I heard him saying about coming out. We had one more game to play, and we were focused on that game. Texas today, and I mean they're a top 10 team too, and we just come out every day playing, and just have fun together. It's the team chemistry that we have. This team goes a long way. It's like we lost 2 guys last year, and it's practically the same team. I mean, we're all just chemistry together, and we do everything together as a team.
All right, Nick, go ahead.
Justin, how do you evaluate the offense as a whole this week? It seems like the runs came in bunches, but there were some stretches where you guys weren't hitting very well. Just how do you kind of evaluate everything that happened?
Yeah, I think that's baseball. I think we have an awesome offense, and we've known that since last year, and through the fall and the spring. Just everyone just grinds out at bats. I think that's the most important thing, is just getting that quab, grinding out of the bat and just doing your job, whether it be moving a runner and that's kind of how we did it. And those couple innings, we put some at bats together, and someone came up with a big hit.
What does it mean for somebody like Trey to have those 2 big hits he did today coming in at the 9-hole?
That's all. I mean, it was awesome. I know this is his first week, and he got his first hit since last year too. And Trey's one of my good friends, and I mean, special. I mean, that was an absolute nuke in that last couple innings there. So,
Ben, go ahead.
Yeah, Justin, you know Kevin Graham really well. You know how he struggled against left-handed pitching, but he's really improved, really had a great fall in preseason, and he's improved in that area specifically. What does it mean? What did it mean to see then him get that hit off the lefty to kind of get that inning started for you?
I mean, definitely. I mean, Kevin's my roommate, and I'm with him every day. And I mean, his fall was an unbelievable fall. I think he hit close to 500, and just being able to hit the lefties. I mean, that I know that's what he kind of struggled with last year, but being able to have that tool in his box, and being able to stay on the curveball and spit on a breaking ball and just drive the ball.
Anything else for Justin? All right, thanks, Justin. You're good to go. We'll have Coach Bianco up next. All right, we'll go to Ben Garrett.
Yeah, Mike, Derek, sitting out the fall with the arm strain stuff, and then the preseason, kind of getting back into it. When did you know that he was starting to look right again? And did you know this kind of effort was coming from him?
Well, I don't know what he was in the first, but we saw a bunch of 96s and 90, at least one 97, and we haven't seen that, but we've seen a velocity jump from him, and a lot of people don't realize. I was just talking to a scout here, that's back here in the club, that if you look at the TrackMan data, he actually was our hardest thrower last year, on average velocity, but it is a tick up. But I guess the real answer is probably in the fall when he started throwing competitively. He went through in the Northwoods League, got a little tendonitis, and it was in that elbow area. So we just were really cautious with him and held him back. And then there was just no reason to rush him back to pitch in the fall as he came back from the throwing protocol or the rehab that Josh had him on. We threw a couple simulated games at the end of the fall, and the velocity was terrific. I mean, usually in the inter-squad games, the guys aren't going to throw like that, especially with nobody, just facing a hitter, by themselves. And he was probably up to 93, 94 and looked terrific. And then when we got back out in the spring, more of the same.
Chase, go ahead.
Yeah, Mike, I know you still had to win a recruiting battle for Derek and all, but did it feel like a gift a little bit when he was available, his senior year and everything that happened to have a prospect like that, kind of late in the class?
I don't know if gift's the right word because we had to fight some big people for him. But fortunate we were in a position that we had money and we needed another arm. And and fortunate that you get a kid that wants to come, a kid from California, but wants to come east. Wants to play in the Southeastern Conference, and that certainly worked well for us.
How's Chatagnier? Any update there?
Looks like he pulled his hamstring. Just don't know how bad. Some of those things you got to wait till the next day just to see strength level and see how they react.
Kendall, go ahead.
Mike, what was kind of your feeling on Derek's stuff? We've talked about the fastball velo, but he got pretty good feel for the slider at times as well.
He did, especially early. I think at the end he got a little tired and threw a couple sliders that weren't as sharp later in the game. But then we finished that last inning, that sixth inning, with some outstanding changeups. And so he really is a 3-pitch guy. He does throw a curveball. We kind of put the curveball in the shelf a little bit, to really work on the slider, in this early spring, but really impressed with them. And there's a lot of guys out here. We talked about it last night with Hoagland. There's guys out here that throw hard, but I thought the difference tonight was he pitched. He was able to locate his fastball. He was able to get ahead, and we needed him to do that. Because they're a team that if you give them free base runners, if you walk people, if you hit people, if you make errors, that really helps their offense. They're so athletic and they can bunt and run. And, it was a little different, I think, team than we're used to playing. And so, Derek, I thought was a great match for him because, he's a strike throwing machine. And tonight, he was pretty good.
Nick, go ahead.
Mike, obviously the guys are going to see the rankings and the hype that comes out, see some number ones. How do you address that with the team? Do you lean into that at all, or do you kind of leave it alone and just keep playing?
I really, I know one of the polls, Baseball America, came out today, and I try not to follow that. You got to be careful as a coach. What you say and how you react, and that's your question. But to me, you can't say in one breath it doesn't matter, and then come out and give a speech about it. At least that's kind of my take on it. At the end of the day, it's nice and the polls are there and it's nice to be recognized, and anybody that says different is probably lying to you. But the truth of the matter is it doesn't win you games. It doesn't help you, in anything except for, some propaganda for recruiting or anything like that. And so I don't know why we would talk about it or mention it. We never mentioned when we're ranked 5th or 4th. We never, talked about that. There's enough pressure playing in this program and playing in this conference and being here this weekend with these great teams that I don't think you need to, put any more, substance to that. Again, it's good for people to recognize you, but at the end of the day, they come out every week. And so at the end of the day, if you want to be ranked, you better win.
All right, we'll go to Parrish.
Mike, just 1 run allowed in 14 innings by the bullpen. Did you expect that kind of performance from them collectively out here?
Well, you hope so. And, that's one of the challenges, I think, for this opening weekend. And I think I said it either yesterday or on Saturday night. With the level of competition, on this big stage, there's really not a lot of chances for mulligans or, do-overs, or, hey, we're going to, end up, putting a big inning together late in the game and make up for that mistake. And so you're trying some things out. And, we pitched a lot of guys, as many guys probably in one weekend, an opening, weekend, 3-day set, than maybe we ever have. And, they've all pitched well. So, your hope is that they will. And we knew that we had a lot of depth, but man, it was great to see, Brandon Johnson get out there today and throw with great stuff, and Mallitz there at the end. And, they're all looking for their opportunities. Some other guys will get some opportunities on Wednesday against Arkansas State. So just proud of the way they all competed.
All right, we'll go to John.
Hey, Mike. So last week you were mentioning how your guys were really swinging their bats heading into this, but you wanted them to kind of work on a few things pitching wise. Well, you just played 3 top 10 teams. You only allowed 8 runs in 3 games, and we all saw what you did at the plate. Could these first 3 games have gone better for your team, in your opinion?
Yeah, we played well. I was kind of asked on the radio just a few minutes ago, and I'm proud of the way we played. We can improve. We didn't play perfect, and there's areas of some at bats we'd like to have back, some pitches we'd like to have back, some plays, some base running plays, and so things to work on. But overall, I'm really happy with the way we performed. And not just the result. I mean, I think you got to be careful. Of course, we're excited to win 3 games against 3 really good teams and 3 teams that are going to win a lot of games this year. But more importantly, the way we handled everything, the way we handled getting out here wasn't easy. With all the ice and snow in Dallas area, all the ice and snow in Oxford, and not knowing what was going to happen. Us and state, weren't sure, up until probably the last moment, if we were going to get here or not. And so with all of the obstacles, it's hard to imagine we could play much better than we played this weekend.
Ben, go ahead.
Mike, Kevin Graham's done a lot of work to try to improve against left-handed pitching. How nice was it to see him wait back on that breaking ball and get that inning going?
Yeah, big hit, and although we didn't have a ton of hits this weekend, we had some big hits, some timely hits, and I thought, that was the difference in all 3 of the games. We were able to hit with runners in scoring position. I'm sure, Sims will ask for that stat, what we, our batting average with runners in scoring position and with runners on base. And I thought, that was maybe the difference. We had some lulls offensively, but you're not always going to score. We always say that offense, can come and go, but pitching and defense seem to show up, every day. And, I thought we got, some big timely hits, and Kevin was a big reason for that.
Nick, go ahead.
Do you have a timetable for Kale to come back yet, or is that still kind of up in the air?
No, he just got released today. All the tests came back, and, he'll be, in the lineup on Wednesday.
Obviously a good problem to have with Trey playing well and him coming back, but just what did you think of Trey today? Those 2 big hits there.
No, just huge. And, the ceiling on the Trey LaFleur is so high. And, a lot of the beat reporters that are on right now know that, how we talked about him last year coming in. And, it's not a secret that he struggled a little bit. It's, his first fall. And, but I'm just proud of him. We've had him in the outfield, but he's an outstanding first baseman. He really played first base before he came here. Really the outfield was the transition for him. But he's super athletic. He's the guy that's, one of the fastest, if not the fastest on the team. He's got the highest vertical on the team. And to put him at first base, watch him play defensively, and then, of course, finish off the weekend, with a big double and a home run. Just really happy for him.
Chase, go ahead.
Yeah, Mike, are you going with McDaniel on Wednesday? Just kind of curious.
Yes.
All right. Anything else for Coach? All right. Thanks, everybody.
Thanks, guys.
Thanks, Mike.